Hey everybody, jimmyispromo here, back again with another awesome video, and today I'm going to show you guys the top 10 hidden features for the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, and this is part 2. Now if you have not seen part 1 just yet, make sure you guys go below the video inside the description. I will have a link taking you over into part 1. Now, the very first hidden feature is going to be dealing with the S Pen and the S Pen button. So there is a button in the very middle of the S Pen. What you're going to want to do is press and hold on the S Pen button, double tap on the screen, and you can do that at any point in time. You could be in a phone call, you could be in a different application, you could be on any home screen, and it's a fast way that if you need to jot something down, let's say you need to get milk, or maybe you're on a phone call, which this is the best scenario, is if they're saying, hey, your confirmation numbers would be this, and this, or maybe it's your friend saying, hey, maybe you should call this number right over here. It's a way that you'd be able to start jotting stuff down, and then you just hit on save, and then it pops it right over into your Samsung Notes. So again, if even like, let's say you're inside of YouTube and you want to make a fast little note, press and hold on the S Pen button, double tap on the screen, and it'll pop it up every single time. Hidden feature number 2 is going to be dealing with the gallery. So when you go inside your gallery, and let's say that you look at your camera, or you go inside of this folder, it's pretty much any folder that you want to go into. Now, the fun thing about it is that what you can do is you can actually zoom in. And so if you took anything that's going to be in the horizontal mode, it will show it horizontal. And if you do anything that is going to be portrait, it'll also be in the portrait as well too. Now, if you don't want to see all the different galleries or different folders over here, just move it over and you can take it away. And so this is where you can see things as a larger or smaller. So if you're trying to find a certain image, it's a fast way to find something extremely fast, and then boom, now you found it and you're good to go. Or what you can do is you can bring your folders all the way back and you can make these things large again. So it's just a fun different way to play with how your gallery is looking, either with the albums on the left side or it is away, or you can zoom in and out and make the images smaller or larger. Now the next hidden feature is going to be dealing with your volume rocker. So right over here, if you're to hit your volume up or down, if you're to hit on this little down arrow, you're going to see this option here where it says use volume keys for media. So if you use your volume rocker more for media than you actually do for the ringtone volume. So now what you're able to do is when you bring it up or down, you're able to change the volume of the media. Now, if you're not much of a person that uses media, then you can turn this off. And then now every single time you use your volume rocker, it will be going with your ringtone. Hidden feature number 4 is by turning on your screen just by a hover of your hand. So how you're able to turn this on is by going over into your settings. You'll scroll down to where it says accessibility. With accessibility, you go to dexterity and interaction, and you have this option here for easy screen turn on. Now, if you don't see easy screen turn on right away, what I would highly suggest is just by going into your normal settings and click on the search button. With this one, start typing in easy screen turn on, and it should pop up pretty much instantly. Now, how this works is that if your phone is sit down and it's pretty much on a level surface, and as long as it's facing up, all you got to do is place your hand over the proximity sensor and the light sensor, and what's going to happen is that it's noticing, hey, I am flat down on my back, a hand just went right over it, and now I'm going to turn on the screen. So it's a fast, easy way to check anything out. So once the screen turns off, maybe if it's in the always on display, or if you don't have always on display, all you have to do is just hover your hand right over that proximity and light sensor, and then now you can see what's going on with your display. Hidden feature number 5 is going to be dealing with lighting. So when you pull down the notifications panel, there is no bar up here for how bright your screen is going to be. But what you're able to do is if you pull it down one more time, you do have the option for brightness. If you hit this down arrow, you can actually show the control on the top. And then once you hit on done, what's going to happen is when you pull it down, you will have that option right there. Now, part 2 for lighting is going to be dealing with the flashlight. So when you pull down the notifications bar and then you pull it down one more time, you see the option for lighting for the flashlight. So sometimes a lot of people were to click on the icon. Now, if you're to go down and you actually click on the word, this is where you can change the intensity of how bright you want your flashlight. So if you want it to be just a little bit brighter, so you can see here that it's going to be a little bit brighter all the way, and I can bring it all the way down. So if you don't need it to be extremely bright, and you just want just a little bit of light, maybe some other people are around you are sleeping, it's a way that you can control how much of a flashlight is being able to be used. Hidden feature number 6 is going to be dealing with video controls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over into a downloaded movie. So this one is called The Accountant. Now, if I was to move on over and I make it to a large screen, what I can do is on the right-hand side, if I was to scroll up or down on the left-hand side, this is dealing with the volume. So you don't have to, touch your volume control rocker. And then also on the very left side, this is where you can deal with the brightness. So if you don't want to go into the settings and change the brightness of your movie, you can see here that it is going up and down with the brightness just by going up and down. And then you also have the hidden one for if you wanted to rewind. So as you keep on pulling backwards, it's rewinding. And then as you are going forwards, it's also going forward as well. Hidden feature number 7 is dealing with a high contrast keyboard. So if you wanted to see this just a little bit better and a little bit easier, if it was able to make it easier for you, go over into the settings, which is right next over into that space bar. So you can be anywhere as long as you can see your keyboard. And you're going to scroll down to where it has the option for high contrast keyboard. So now the next time you go inside of there, it's going to be high contrast. So this is really going to help a lot of those with a little bit of a vision impaired if you need to have a little bit more colors to see everything else. Now, if you would not like to use that, all you have to do is hit on that settings button, go right back over, turn off the high contrast keyboard. Now, I do want to mention as well too is that if you don't want your icon over here to be settings, just press and hold, and then you can change it over into live message, or you can make it have a key, the little microphone or anything else. And the moment you change it, it's going to be right here, right back where it was from before. So if you always use live message, this is a fast way just to keep it right there and then use your live message. The next hidden feature is going to be dealing with locking your recent apps. So the cool thing about it is that when you go on the very bottom and you have your recent apps icon right over here, on the very top you have more options. With the more options, click on lock apps. Now let's say that you always use YouTube. So if this is one that you don't want to keep on closing, it's a way that this one right here is always going to be locked. So you can see these little icons up here, how you can lock them. So right now I have several different applications that is opened. Once I hit on done, I have already locked the YouTube one. So now the next time I was go over into the recent apps, I hit on close all. The nice thing about it is that once I hit on recent apps, it's always going to be there. So it's a fast way that if you always use YouTube, but every time you close out of your recent apps, you're like, shoot, well, I'm going to open up YouTube again because I always use this thing. Lock apps is a way that you can always keep it locked. Or if you want to get rid of it, then you can go back inside of there. You can just hit on that little lock button. And then now the next time you go inside of there and you hit on close all, now it'll be gone and away. The next hidden feature is going to be something that's very important, and it's going to be an upcoming video as well, which I'm going to go in depth. So this one is referred to as Find My Mobile. What you're going to want to do is go over in the very top right hand side, go to settings. And then when you first get the phone, this is one of those things you want to do when you first get it. Go over into your lock screen and security. When you scroll on down, you have the option right here for Find My Mobile. Now you want to have yourself a Samsung account. Samsung account is very important. It's a way that it backs up your data, your contacts, a whole bunch of other different things, but it also will be able to find your mobile. So if you don't know where your phone is at, or maybe you locked yourself out of their phone and you don't know how to get through your own lock screen, you're able to go to https:// go to findmymobile.samsung.com. And as long as you can sign into your Samsung account with your email and password, then you're able to actually unlock your phone or even find it. But this is something that's so important that I'm going to create its own video by itself. Now inside these settings, make sure you turn on these two options right here. This third one, you don't have to, but the moment that you turn this one on over here is that when your battery falls to a certain level, it's actually going to send the very last location it's at. So if it's about to die and you go to the Find My Mobile, once it's dead, you can't find it because it's turned off, but at least you'll know where it was when it was about to, run out of the battery source. So all three of these here is important to have. Now this next one is going to be dealing with edge lighting settings. So I've already done a video for the edge lighting, but I wanted to put this inside of the hidden features because some people still don't know about edge lighting. This video hopefully will be able to find more people that didn't even see that video, but it's a way that you can see any type of a notification come around the little outer ring of your device. But what I do want to show off inside of here is not the full entire thing. I just want to go inside of the advanced settings and show you what I've done. So this right here is going to have a little bit of blue that goes around it and you can't really see it that well. But when I went inside of the custom color, I did put it as green so it makes it a little bit easier. So if I was to get a phone call, a text, an email, no matter what notification it is, it's always going to be green. But just make sure you keep this thing as wide as well as the transparency is low. Now, if you want it to match the app of the notifications coming from, then click on app color. But I do like the custom color. It actually stands out just a little bit more every single time a notification comes through. Now, the very last one I want to go over is one that is the 11th hidden feature. So this one is a bonus little hidden feature I'm going to throw inside for the Galaxy Note 8, but I'm not going to go completely in depth with it because I'm going to have its own video coming up here in the future. So I'm just going to lightly go over this. So a few people asked me if there was Action Memo inside of the Galaxy Note 8, and it actually is, but it's hidden. So as you can see here, I've written out a number, and so this one was with the S Pen, but I also went down here too, and I wrote down it through the normal text. So if you're inside of Samsung Notes, and if you happen to write out a number, if you're to hover the S Pen, you can see that you can go directly over into the dialer with that number. Now, the other thing you can also do as well is if you have it set up as a text. So what you can do is you can again go right inside of there and you can hit on the text of a phone number. Now, the cool thing about the phone number is that you can have it written in any way. This is without spaces. This is going to be with periods in the middle, and then this is with the dashes, and it all works. Now, another fun one you can do here is that if you're to press and hold on a word that was written inside of the Samsung Notes, if you were to press and hold, click on this more, you can go to dictionary and you can actually figure out words, a little bit more of their meaning through a dictionary. So this one was a high overview of Action Memo that is actually built with inside of Samsung Notes. So this right here will be one of itself of a original video coming up here soon in a little bit. So I hope that you guys have liked this video. Make sure you guys give this thing a big, huge thumbs up. Also, if you guys liked the video and you learned something new, go below the video, click on subscribe, or you can go right over here, click on that big red circle. You can subscribe that way as well. And I'll see you guys later.